What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. This is probably the least talked about remaining series in the playoffs, and that is the Hawks and the Sixers. Now, the Hawks came into Philadelphia in Game One and shocked, most of the world because I think most people have the Sixers winning this series, but they shocked the world and won rather easily in Game One, although they nearly blew the game down the stretch, if memory serves me correct, but were able to hold on to the victory. Now, games two and games three, with game three being in Atlanta, the Sixers were able to reassert, control and take back home court advantage and went into game four for 2 games to 1 series lead. This game would be critical. Game four was going to be critical for Atlanta because had they gone down 3 games to 1, it would have been very difficult for them, in my opinion, to come back and win this series. Um, the one thing that the Hawks have in their favor is the Hawks have better perimeter scorers, in my opinion, than the Sixers. Although the Sixers do have shooting, and they have one of the best spot up shooters in the NBA, Seth Curry. Now, of course, his brother gets the limelight, but Seth is a tremendous spot up shooter. I believe he's a career 43% shooter. Matter of fact, I think it's closer to 44%. He's one of the actual, I think he's actually one of the all time great by percentage spot up shooters. So the Sixers have shooters as well. But I think that the Hawks have better perimeter players as far as what, being able to create their own shots and do more than just spot up and shoot. However, the Sixers have Joel Embiid. And if Joel Embiid was playing at the level he was playing, say, before the All Star break, I don't think Atlanta would really have a shot. But Joel Embiid is not himself. Um, I think that he's gotten, just from looking at him, it's just my opinion, I think he's gotten a little out of shape. He looks a little bit heavier than he did, to me at least. He looks a little bit heavier than he did earlier in the season. Joel Embiid just has that tendency to put on a little weight. He loves his milkshakes and burgers, from rumor has it. And he's also limping a bit because of his knee. And he admitted after the game that he has some issues with soreness in the knee, as anyone would expect, with, I think, a torn tendon in his knee. And he scored 17 points. He was limited to 17 points, although he did grab 21 rebounds, but he only shot 4 of 20 from the floor. But you look at the fact that he only shot 4 of 20, but Atlanta only won by 3 points, 103 to 100. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that Atlanta was really blowing the end of this game, man. I mean, what's the guy's name with Atlanta? Let me look at the scores right quick. Collins had 14 and 12. Herter had 10. Capella had 12 and 13. Bogdanovich had 22. Trae Young had 25. Um, Gallinari had 7. Lou Williams had 9. Um, I believe it was Collins. Collins was blowing me. Uh, boy, somebody ever took that out of context. I mean, Collins was blowing my mind. Okay, that's what I meant by that. Don't take that out of context. But nah, Collins was like just I should say throwing me, but Collins was just throwing me off with the fact that he toward the end he would have good shots, but he was hesitating. Um, at one point he had a decent shot. I think it was near the free throw line, but he hesitated and he passed it to an to what's his name, Capella, catching Capella off guard because Capella is looking for the try to position himself for the rebound, thinking that he's going to shoot it, and he wasn't able to catch the pass and went out of bounds. But Collins was doing that. A lot of guys, it wasn't just him though. A lot of guys were like freezing up and scared to take shots, and because Trae Young wasn't hitting, and guys were getting nervous and doing stupid shit out there, turning the ball over. Trae Young didn't have his best game, but he did start coming through down the end. He hit some key free throws. Um, Tell you one thing about Trae Young, man. This guy has an unbelievable floater, man. I mean, he has such a touch with that shot. But at the end of the game, though, man, the Atlanta Hawks did what they had to do and got back in the series, and it's now tied at two apiece. I think Atlanta can beat the Sixers, um, but it's gonna be difficult, man. If I had to guess, I think this series might go seven, with the Sixers winning in seven. That's my guess. But it could very well go in any direction. You know what I'm saying? But tell me what you guys think.